Hello, everyone. Bill Adams, Realtor, Caldwell Banker Realty, coming at you again today. Today, we're visiting with Cori Lee. Cori is the manager of the Combs Performing Arts Center. The Combs Performing Arts Center is one of the newest, greatest venues in Queen Creek, Santan Valley area. Welcome, Cori.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. So, Cori, why don't you tell us about this fantastic facility you have here?
Okay. Well, it opened in 2019. I was hired later in 2019. Our first production to open the stage was Combs High School Drama's The Music Man. And we started marketing as a performing arts center, a community performing arts center in September of 2019. And then we're abruptly shut down, as the rest of the world was in March of 2020, and closed for over a year while we decided what we were doing with this whole pandemic situation with COVID. We reopened in July of 21 at partial capacity, and we were still at half capacity until about April 1st of 22, which we're glad to say now that we are open back at full capacity, running full tilt with plenty of shows and whatnot available. Fun fact, a lot of the woodwork that you would see coming into the Performing Arts Center is actually acoustic sound paneling. This is a great venue for concerts, classical concerts as well as rock concerts, because we have a great sound system and great acoustics built in. The seating you see behind me seats about 500 people, and we are one of the very few venues with a balcony.
Fantastic. It's a spectacular looking facility. So, Cori, how did you get into this business?
I actually started off as a high school dance teacher. I ran a small dance studio. I taught high school dance. And then one of my other districts decided I needed to be a drama teacher as well, too, and became certified as a drama teacher. And then tech theater. My last district, I was hired as the venue manager, and then they asked me to teach tech theater, dance, and drama. So I was running 3 major programs for the high school and managing the venue at the same time while trying to rent the facility and bring shows in another rural area. So when the opportunity for Combs opened up, I had some friends here that worked here and said, "We need you here." So I came on in 2019, and it's been a heck of a ride ever since.
Sounds exciting. So, along the way, there must have been a couple of memorable experiences. Is there one in particular you'd like to share?
Oh, there was one. We have multiple Nutcracker productions coming in this year, and so we have a resident Nutcracker production by Inspire Entertainment. And our first year in here, we were working on counterweighting the system, and we were all very, very tired after a week-long run of Nutcracker. And so we were trying to counterweight the system, and it took us way longer than it should have, because I had people up top that were working on the counterweighting, and I'm pulling the ropes down on the bottom. And we were just engaged in this tug of war for 20 minutes, thinking the system was out of balance, when we were all just pulling on the same rope at the same time before we realized everything was fine and nobody was out of balance except for us by that point. So,
Well, with a facility like this, you must have some particular challenges that you need to deal with. Can you elaborate on some of those?
some of the challenges we deal with too can determine, it's going to depend on the client and what the client's needs are. Sometimes they need more line sets on stage than we are able to provide. Sometimes they need a bigger stage than what we are able to provide. But we all find a way of accommodating and working things out. So it requires a lot of thinking on our feet. Sometimes we have to get creative on solutions, such as sound issues, when suddenly, technology doesn't always work the way it's supposed to. And we have to get creative and go a little old school at times and fix things the old way versus using all the great technology that we have in this theater. But we all know that technology challenges exist, so we're prepared to deal with that and handle that. So it depends on show to show, client to client, because each one is very individual, and we try and meet their individual needs.
Mm-hmm. Great. So there must be, an odd experience or so, or an odd request from, one of your clients.
We had a very odd situation last year with the Neil Morse Band. This was a local promoter that brought this group in. They're an alternative music band, and they have the drummer Michael Portney, who is a very famous drummer. And he was here. They had flown in from Los Angeles. They had an event the night before in LA. They'd flown in. Their gear was driven across. And when he got here, he was adamant that his suitcase had been stolen off of our property.
Ooh.
And we were checking all the gear, we were checking all the rooms, and finally they requested to see our cameras, because we have a camera system here. And we went back and checked the cameras, and turns out that his suitcase never came out of the car because it never made it into the car. The last place anybody recalled seeing it was on the curbside in Los Angeles as they were loading up the truck. Unfortunately, all his personal belongings, his show clothes, and his in-ear monitors, which were custom made for him, were also in that bag too. So there was a lot of tap dancing. He was borrowing clothing out of our costume room, and and we found one of his bandmates had some alternative inner ear monitors. They were not custom made, but they got the job done. But you would have never known it. They had a fantastic show, and it ended up being a fantastic experience for the audience as well too. But it was really interesting because we've never had a group ask to see our security cameras before.
What a fire drill.
Yes.
So Cori, tell me, what motivates you?
I have a passion for the arts. Being a former high school dance teacher and educator, I have a passion for education and educating in the arts. And so I really loved the fact that through my role here, I can support our drama program, our dance program, and all of our arts and music programs here in the Performing Arts Center. In addition to supporting our students, I try and do some community outreach, like we bring the Arizona Opera Company in for all of our elementary schools to come in and see. Ooh. And so the kids get to take a field trip to see the opera, because it's too expensive for us to bus them to Phoenix, but we can bus them to our own Performing Arts Center. So through Title I funds, we're able to bring the Arizona Opera Company in. And this year we will have 5 elementary schools with their own private performance in here at the Performing Arts Center over a 3-day span, with 2 to 3 shows a day that they can come in and actually see a short opera based on a fairy tale they're familiar with, and then do a question and answer with that. The fact that I can, I still get the best of both worlds, and the fact that I get to work with the students, and the kids all know me, the dancers know me, the band kids know me, and so they know that when they're coming in for shows and performances, they get to work with me. And so I still get that student contact where, the part of teaching that I really, really enjoyed, I get the best of that, where it's like I get to be a mentor to them, and I get the opportunity to work with them and support their programs and congratulate them on a job well done, on great shows, and coach them when, a lot of them will actually come to me for coaching for their performances and stuff too, and ask me, hey, what could I have done different? I need a different perspective. Yeah. So, and then supporting our fine arts staff here. So.
Wow. Sounds like a fantastic job.
It's fun.
So aside from the job, what do you do for fun?
I'd have to get out of the theater to know that. No, actually I do. I really love my job. I actually love going to see other shows. It's nice to go see other shows that I am not in charge of and not responsible for. So I do love to go see Broadway when I can. My husband and I, we like to camp and fish. And so we have a fishing boat. So when we can escape, if I get a weekend free, we're usually out on the fishing boat, out fishing. So, yep.
Okay. Well, Cori, I appreciate you taking time today.
Well, thank you for coming by.
Thanks so much. And hey, everybody, if you're interested in concerts, dance, improv, magic, Combs Performing Arts Center has it all. And you got to come out and just see this fantastic facility. This is Bill Adams, Realtor, Coldwell Banker Realty. Thank you.